50 parents are the bane of my existence. And a lot of Michigan 50 parents don't understand what they have. Most states don't run a mini track.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They run truncated version of the big track for kids.
Interesting.
So like Michigan runs mini tracks. And honestly, it hurts our mini riders when it comes to going to amateur nationals.
Yeah.
Because like our area qualifiers here, they'll run them on the mini track. When you go to regionals, it's the big track. When you go to Loretta's, you're riding the big track. So all these kids are used to these perfectly groomed little mini tracks.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do when you go to Loretta's? And you go to any other big race? Gatorback, Mini-O's. Like, come on.
That's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing that like at a local level they run them on the big track too. That's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of other states don't even have mini tracks.
Weird.
But a lot of other states don't have 46 classes.
Really? So they don't run all the national classes then?
We don't run all the national classes. We have a lot of classes that are close to it, but we don't run all the national classes. And we also have, every track has track classes that aren't even district classes.
Yeah.
That they run to add on to the program. Like, I think D14 Moto has like 35 classes, maybe 36. But then you go to a track, and they've got Open D, and they've got Wobbler, and they've got 50 open non-points, and they've got, by the end of the day, you're at 40 to 42 classes.
Yeah.
So between the two tracks, you're running
80, I don't care about the 50
84 motos.
You can run all the 50 stuff you want because they're on the small
and
track.
They're still done, like, super early.
Yeah.
Like, super early.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I got into a while ago, or a few years ago, was, and I was telling Doug this last time he was in, I was going and doing the vintage days at Log Road and riding the GP class and just being like, all right, sweet. Like, did I get smoked? Yeah, because everybody else who showed up was way faster than me.
Libretto will ride the 30-plus GP. Like, thanks, bud.
Yeah, and I'm just like, all right, sweet, dude. Like, I don't care. What do I want to do? I want to get a gate drop in and, like, be done by noon.
First time I ever got to race at Daytona Supercross was vintage days.
Okay.
On a modern bike.
Okay.
So you have Daytona Supercross and then Ricky Carmichael Amateur Supercross.
Yep.
After that's over, Jeff Stanton is like the Grand Marshal dude for the Daytona Vintage Days.
Okay.
So it's the very next day. It's like on Tuesday of that week.
All right.
They tame the track down even more because it's all vintage bikes.
Yep.
There's not a rut on the whole Daytona Supercross track.
Awesome.
But they have modern support classes. So you can go out there and ride like open modern support if you're on a 450 or 250 modern support.
That's cool.
We went down there for Day in the Dirt. Me and you ever heard of the Boyle Bunch? I'm sure you heard of the Boyle Bunch.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
So the Boyle Bunch's guys, it's Michigan guys, Rodney, Fleischman, Gunnar Carroll, like we all went down there together to do Day in the Dirt. It was the year after. So the first year of Day in the Dirt, COVID canceled it.
Okay.
So we went down the next year for the first official one that actually got to run. But we went there early, rode the Florida tracks, and I was like looking it up while we're down there. I'm like, dude, we can race Daytona. And they're like, no. I'm like, dude, Vintage Days, there is an open support class. So we just showed up. There's like 19 people signed up in the class.
Get the fuck out.
We pull into a fucking NASCAR garage.
That's awesome.
Like, they just let us in, park wherever. Like, we pull in the NASCAR garage with the Sprinter vans, like, unload in the garage. We're right there. Like, you're still rolling in through the checkered flag shit, like, into Daytona.
Dude.
Full on, like, perfectly prepped, everything tamed down, like, Daytona Supercross track.
And there was 19 of you in that class.
19 in the open class.
Get out of here.
And then the next year, there was 40. Like, everybody heard about it.
Word got out.
Everybody heard about it, and we did it the next year. But that's another, like, I've been to events all over the place, and, like, the Day in the Dirt stuff is badass.
Is it?
Day in the Dirt down south was cool. I didn't go to down east, or out east, because I was up north. But I'm like, they're doing them all over the place. They're doing down south. They got the original out west. Now they're doing out east. I'm like, it's time for a Day in the Dirt up north. Mm-hmm. Let's get one of these ski resorts up here to let us throw something together. But I was just in Cadillac yesterday, inspecting a half-mile flat track. That's the thing with the district stuff. Like, most people think district stuff is just moto. It's not.